Alright guys, so I'm fresh from the theater after seeing Shazam and I'm so stoked to talk about it. Number one question, was the film good? Yes it was guys, but there's also a couple of weak points of the film that I'm going to discuss in just a second. Hey, what's up guys, it's Jakeem the Nerdy Python coming at you with yet another movie review. So Shazam was one of my most anticipated films of the year and I'm glad that I got to see it a little earlier than others. The film stars Asher Angel as Billy Batson, a 15-year-old orphan who stumbles across a wizard named Shazam and ends up gaining his powers of the same name. This film does many things well, but like I said before, there's a couple things that it doesn't do too well. Number one guys, the cast was amazing and all the actors and the actresses did a great job in their role, starting with Asher Angel as Billy Batson. So Billy Batson's a troubled teen as an orphan, just trying to cope with, being moved from foster home to foster home. He's also a bit of a dick and a troublemaker, and quite early on in the film they established that pretty well. He's pulling off a bunch of pranks and doing a lot of delinquent type things, and honestly doesn't really mature until later on in the film. Which we kind of understand because I could imagine as a kid either not knowing my parents or never really ever meeting them at all, that it could be quite frustrating and kind of confusing. And I think that Asher Angel really captured that essence of the character quite well. It also stars Zachary Levi as Shazam himself, our hero, and he's comic gold in this film, guys. So I'm not really too familiar with Zachary Levi's other works, other than that he was in Thor as one of the Warriors 3, but I could tell that comedy is sort of his thing and I can see him doing a lot of those roles in the future. Early on in the film, Billy's put into a foster home where he meets his adoptive brother and sister, Freddie Freeman and Darla Dudley, who both stood out as characters in this film. Jack Dylan Grazer did a great job as Freddie Freeman, who's sort of like the nerd brother of the group, and we get a lot of coming from him as, he comes up with these strange theories of superheroism, references shows like Game of Thrones, and uses wisecracks at behalf of the school's bullies. His chemistry with Asher Angel as the main character of the film was very great and believable, and we get a legit sense of not only friendship, but ultimately brotherhood, and there's a lot of heartfelt dialogue and even drama between the two of them. Faith Herman as Darla Dudley also stood out as the little sister of the group. She was very cute and smart, and you could tell that she really loved and looked up to her older brothers and sisters. There's a part where she has to keep a secret and actually manages to pull it off long enough before ultimately revealing that she knew all along at the end of the film, and it causes a lot of humor. And as for the main villain guys, I think that Mark Strong did a great job in the role, but honestly, I feel like anybody could have pulled it off since Dr. Sivana is one of DC's lesser known and more obscure villains. Either way, he was very menacing and had a badass power that added a uniqueness to this film. And guys, the effects here were also top notch. Everything from the lightning based powers, which looked very real, pure and destructive, to the yellow streak that followed Shazam as he zipped across the city. Jamon Hunsu as the original Wizard Shazam was also pretty good in this film, and he was very cool, funny, and badass, and it was a nice touch seeing him here. The film also breaks the fourth wall more times than I can count. Everything from, that scene in the trailer where Dr. Sivana's chasing him through the store and he throws that Batman action figure at him, to the Game of Thrones reference, and even guys, I'm not going to spoil it here, again that we see Billy and Freddie playing in the group home, and I think that it added a nice healthy level of Deadpoolish type humor to the film. And yes guys, they even pull off an MCU here with some great Easter eggs and cameos. The first cameo being somewhat expected but still cool as hell, and the last one just being completely unexpected and really just getting us hyped for what's next to come. And like I said guys, there's a couple things about this film that I didn't really too much care about. Number one being the humor, which for the most part was well timed, but I do feel like it was a little overly saturated here and at sometimes quite annoying. And the second one being the lack of an epic showdown between Shazam and Savant at the end. And I was really looking forward to that because, we captured the comedy part of the character, but I just really wanted to see the serious badass part of the character as well. Overall, guys, I really enjoyed this film. It's funny, unique, entertaining, as well as visually stunning, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 snake eggs. I highly recommend it for comic book movie fans and also the general audience at large, and it's also very family fun, so I highly recommend you take the kids out to see it this weekend. Post your comments down below. Have you seen Shazam yet? What did you think? Are you excited for more DCEU movies? I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, make sure you tap that bell for notifications. There's also links to my social media posted down in the description below. And as always, Nerdy Python is out of here.